Greetings, beloved brothers and sisters. The process of awakening is often seen as seeking, being a spiritual seeker, wanting to wake up, and going in search of yourself. Seeking actually has very little to do with awakening. Seeking is an invention of the ego, which loves to be spiritual. But as we've mentioned before, the motto of the ego is seek, but never find. There are endless paths, endless gurus, endless practices, all in the name of seeking enlightenment. Rather, awakening is a process of remembering. It's about remembering who you are rather than finding who you are. You may wonder, why is it so hard to remember who I am? Intellectually, this makes a lot of sense from what I have read about enlightenment and awakening. But I have trouble honestly remembering who I am. This is understandable if you realize what happens while you are on this plane. When you were first born, and hopefully surrounded by love and care and safety and protection and acceptance and joy, it wouldn't be that hard to remember. But in the process of being raised by people who also don't remember who they are, you start to make judgments about things that happen. And most of these judgments have to do with yourself. If someone scolds you, you may feel that you are bad and judge yourself to be wanting. The people that you depend on may make demands on you, but have you think less of yourself if you can't meet them. Again, all of this is innocent. You're being raised by people who don't remember who they are. And so very quickly, all of your judgments about life, about safety, about what you can do, what you can be, what you can say, what you cannot say, all of these judgments imprison you in a false sense of self, making it almost impossible for you to remember who you really are. This is why I ask you as much as possible to release your judgments. The judgments that you have of others, whether you think of them as right or wrong, good or bad, worthy or not worthy, mistaken or correct, all of those judgments keep you from remembering who you are. because those judgments that you have of others are just projections of judgments that you've made of yourself. And as long as you judge them, you are judging yourself. And when you judge yourself, you're disconnected from who you are. So if you want to remember who you are, I have two recommendations. First, don't look outward. Look within. You won't find who you are on your phone. You won't find who you are by what other people say. Direct yourself inward. Be still as much as possible. Take a walk without bringing your phone. Notice what you notice from a place of non-judgment. Let things be the way they are. And not just have them be acceptable, but accept them lovingly as perfect the way they are, so that nothing about what you experience needs to change, especially you. When you release your judgments, you begin to remember. This dear one had an experience in his early 20s, his first foray into therapy, where if you asked him at that period of his life, what were his happy memories from childhood, he couldn't tell you any. He was so angry at his father and his mother and how he was treated and his teachers. He couldn't remember a happy memory. He tried, but he said it was all bad. And what was foremost in his mind was all of the places where he felt unfairly treated, criticized. And he had harsh judgments of his parents, harsh judgments of his teachers and himself. And in the process of getting in touch with those feelings and actually expressing them, not necessarily to the people involved, but to the image he had in his mind of them, he was able to release many of the feelings that were pent up. And on the other side of those released feelings, an interesting thing happened. A treasure trove of Kodachrome slides opened up in his head, and he started to remember happy times. Times when his father and mother were very loving towards him. He remembered vacations and laughing. All of this was blocked before, but now he could remember he was loved. It's kind of like that. Do what you can to release your judgments. Let people be the way they are. And better still, see if you can see the perfection in how they are being. Even if you find it distasteful, there's something there for you. Go inside, be still, and know yourself. This remembrance will come to you because it is who you are. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.